Friends, today let me present before you how FSSAI Act 2006 and the rules, regulations made thereafter up to date can actually control the spread of coronavirus. We have been witnessing the outbreak of coronavirus, which is very large, and our neighboring country China is shattered. It stands threatened. Not necessarily China, but the spread of coronavirus to other countries, including India, is threatening the survival of the human race. World Health Organization has said that the diseases, the viruses that spread because of animal sequence of genetics, especially from birds and animals, birds like bats, chicken, pigs, and so many other animals. So it is the spread from these animals to human beings, and from human beings it spreads to other human beings in the neighborhood. And this is the most threatening factor today. That's the reason we see in so many videos that lakhs of pigs, lakhs of birds are in fact buried live under the earth in order to control the spread of various forms of diseases. And in India, what are we doing? Isn't preventive measures necessary for us to tackle the possible spread of coronavirus or any viruses for that matter? We have seen the Ebola, we have seen the threatening diseases, like Ebola, bird flu, that is also called swine flu, H1N1, H5N1, and at least 15 of such diseases, it spreads because of the viruses, which is emanating out of animals, birds and animals. So India is the largest consumer of meat and fish and chicken. So we have an act, FSSAI Act, in place. So this is the Union Government Act which regulates and controls the manufacture, the processing, distribution, transportation, wholesale and retail sale of the food products, including the animal food. So now there is a mandate, there is a legal mandate that every shop, the retail shop that sells meat, fish, and which slaughterhouses require the permission of FSSAI. The department, it has to obtain the license from FSSAI, which is not taking place because the law is in the book, it is not implemented in full swing. There are thousands and thousands of shops which, while passing through from one place to another place, when I am going from my house to the court or from my office to court, day to day, we see at least a dozen of meat stalls, and I witness the entire meat is stored in totally unhygienic, unscientific manner. It is open, it's open in the air. It is cut and hanged, which is actually, this is against the law. The rule doesn't allow the meat or the dead killed chickens be hanged in an unhygienic manner. It should not be displayed in that way. There is a special law for that. Now coming back to the preventive measures that the union government should take in reference to control of preventive methods to control the outbreak of coronavirus or other viruses which is threatening the very basis of human survival in this world, is to implement this act in total, like how the traffic law is implemented, how the traffic management is controlled by levying fines and creating traffic hazards, awareness on the traffic hazards, on the deaths and the accidents, and by increasing the fines. So there is already a FSSAI Act which is applicable to every food stall, every retail stall, and that is equally applicable to the meat stall where the slaughter of the animal takes place and it is distributed, be it pigs, be it goat, be it chicken, be it other animals. So, but this act is only in the book; it is not implemented at all. And now it is World Health Organization has said it is the sequence of this animal and bird, the genetic sequence which is spreading the viruses. So what we can do, we have to implement this. The government of India should take note and implement this FSSAI Act which governs the meat stalls across the country. So when this act is implemented, there is a control. The process of killing and and distributing the meat through retail outlets are controlled in a proper, hygienic, systematic manner, where the health ministry has to take precautionary measures. It has to direct the FSSAI officials, because in our country the law is there until unless it is pressurized, it is moved, it is directed by the political will, nothing happens. So this is one of the area where the union government and the state government are lacking behind. So it is uncontrolled. You go to any place and buy meat, it is uncontrolled, and whatever is available in the meat shop, people do not know whether it is certified or not certified, whether it is hygienic or not hygienic, whether it can spread virus or it is safe to consume. So in this situation, especially where the world stands threatened, including our country. So India is a peninsula, and on three sides we have sea, and we have lot of people, majority of the people consuming fish especially and the meat. So such being the situation, it is necessary that FSSAI Act, what is available already, so that has to be implemented. The licensing factor especially, once the licensing is given, he has to follow certain conditions. The retailers or the wholesalers, they have to follow certain rules and regulations. So that brings the hygiene. And that ensures the safety, and that ensures the control of the spread of these possible deadly viruses, which is threatening the human race in total. So I'm surprised why we take government takes precautions. Every day we see there is a traffic constable and a group of police officials and the inspectors standing in the road corners, and they're fining the people, they're checking whether it is a drunken drive, they're controlling the accidents. It's a welcome step. So such measure is necessary. The health department and the local municipal departments, in Bangalore it is the BBMP, and like everywhere across India there are the local departments which, in association with the Ministry of Health, work, implement this FSSAI Act, applicable licensing of necessary, which is necessary for which is mandated for the meat shops, that being implemented. I don't think even 5 to 10% of the meat shops are licensed. We go to Tandy Road in Bangalore, we have an area called Tandy Road. There are hundreds of meat shops. That is the place where totally unhygienic. They are not covered, and nobody knows whether the animals which are slaughtered are certified by the concerned department, whether it is sealed. There is a provision for certifying the animal is fit to be slaughtered and meat be sold. That is not happening because of the corruption. That is why we witness such meat stalls across the country. So before India get into a situation of China or Africa, we can't. It's not that we need not take action after India is affected by such a virus. Prevention, especially when there is a law in the books. So it's an act. Only thing is the government, both the union and the state, must take necessary steps to implement in order to protect Article 21, which again, it is the right to life. So the Ministry of Health, the FSSAI board, the Department of FSSAI, and the Act and the local municipal associates, the agencies, departments of the state governments should act along with the executive, should take necessary steps to control. So prevention is always better than cure, and such a control measure will fall under the Article 21, which provides right to life, which includes the right to health.